And welcome to another episode of Cognitive Cuisine. I am your host, one of your hosts, Wize.
And I am Yayoi, a brain to belly.
And we're so excited to be back. There's so many things that have been going on these past few weeks. We're so excited. Yayoi is going to talk about her experience at Comic-Con. Then she went to Japan and she's got a big surprise. Let's start off with the big surprise.
Oh, okay.
Our Yayoi is an Amazon best-selling author. Put the book up. Put the book up so they can see.
Yes.
There it is, Turning Pain into Her Power. She's one of the co-authors of the book. She wrote a chapter. I'm so proud and excited for her. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I am very, very excited about it.
So
Yeah.
how did you become a part of this? How did you become a part of writing an Amazon bestseller?
It's interesting. Networking, definitely. It's a good friend of mine. Her name is Cindy Gold,
A
another
friend of ours,
coach.
yes,
Yes, friend
friend of
of ours.
ours, yes.
And she was approached by these women by the name, they are a group called the Podcast Babes. And they decided that they wanted to, well, they had come to a neuroencoding event in April, and they had met Cindy, and they connected with her, and they said that they were interested in writing a book, and they wondered if she would be interested in being part of it. And the concept was having women write a chapter about their pain into finding freedom or whatever where they are now. So it's about their journey from, like a hero's journey, right? Like Spider-Man, and whatever. But it always has to go to comics and whatever. But anyway, um, so it was about writing about their journey. And when I was with Cindy in July, she had said, "Hey, would you be interested in writing a chapter about your story?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I would be." So Cindy got me in touch with the woman who heads up the Podcast Babes. Her name is Kat. And I talked to Kat and she was interested. So I said, let's do this. And boy, it was July until release date was mid-October. So it was pretty rushed. But it was intense. It was intense. We meet every Monday as a group and we talk things over. During the week, we would write our chapters. We followed a certain format, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's a chapter on my pain, my eating disorder, my struggles with image, my body image, and confidence. And that's what it's about, and how I found the freedom to finally get off of diets, yo-yo dieting, and all of that. And the title of my chapter is called Physician Heal Thyself, From the Weight of Diets to the Light of Freedom. And it's really about me getting free, feeling free, because I'm not constrained by any dieting whatsoever. And for me, having that freedom is so important because I've always struggled with feeling free about who I am, to express who I was, my true self. So this was really a beautiful, experience. It helped me to grow even more because writing that was not easy, I'll tell you, because you're going back to,
Your pain and
and you
back.
have to, kind of have to stew in it to write it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's and like even when I wrote my book, it wasn't based on my pain, but it was more towards me discovering my purpose
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That's still a
So
journey. Yeah.
and eventually I'll pen something about my story, overcoming grief and all this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want, like when I wrote it, I didn't want to focus on
Yeah.
grief. I wanted more to focus on finding your purpose and
Yeah.
discovering what your purpose means to you,
Yeah.
and how are you able to discover it, or so it was just it's an amazing feeling to I know how you feel, even though I'm not an Amazon bestseller, but it feels good to put something out there
Oh,
that's
yeah.
positive, beneficial, and it's uplifting.
Yeah,
So
and we really worked hard to be an Amazon bestseller. Like, each one of
you were
us,
promoting hard, yeah, because I seen
yeah,
you promoting the book and I was sharing it all the time. So yeah, you went out. Listen, you're my sister in this. Since we've become good friends
yes,
since we've connected. Like
right,
we've at least communicated once a week or whatever, or we'll message each other
right.
even if we don't record and everything. So I consider you a good friend,
Thank you.
and
Likewise.
because of just the conversations we've had and the relationship we've been able to build. So it was my honor to be able to share your content,
Thank
and
you.
that's always how like I most important thing to me is how can I support my friends? How can I they have something if sharing doesn't cost me anything,
Yeah,
which like reposting it doesn't hurt. It benefits my friends. So
thank you.
my goal is to always, anytime I see any of my friends have anything going on, I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
share it. And yes. So
thank you. Yes, and I mean, I went the extra mile in sharing a lot of this, the book
you
and all
was.
that.
I seen you. I seen you. I'm very proud. You was doing your thing. You was doing your thing with promoting the book.
Yeah, and, I mean, we're still promoting it,
Of
because the
course. It's never gonna stop.
paperback just came out. I
Yeah.
mean, it came out this past Friday, and it was up until then, it was just an ebook, but, having the physical
Copies.
thing
Yeah.
is a big difference, and, yeah, it'll open up a lot of opportunities for me to promote my business as well, which I'm very happy because now I have something tangible to say, hey, I could do book clubs, I could do a reading,
Yes.
things
Yes.
like
Read this
that.
chapter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that way I think it'll be important because my journey is, I think, people can relate to a lot of it.
There's a lot of women, people, not just women, but
Yeah,
men as well, but a lot of people have had that struggle with dieting. Even myself, like you know my
yeah,
struggles. You know I was over almost 400 pounds
yeah, yeah,
last year.
yeah,
So this is a topic that's very important. This
yeah,
is something that a lot of Americans struggle with is yo-yo dieting, not being able to lose the weight, or if they lose the weight, just gaining right back and not
yeah,
know how to maintain and change their mindset
yeah,
and switch it to where, all right, I need to stop eating this. I
right.
need to stop going to McDonald's and going. I need to cook more foods at home. I need to find recipes that are more beneficial that give me protein and energy, not all this gunk that
Yeah,
wears us down because of the foods that are processed and all. So yeah, it's a challenge, and so it's important. It's important that you share your story and you continue to share your story because it's something people struggle with every day.
yeah,
This is an everyday struggle for someone.
yep. And I feel, oh, gosh, it's funny to say this. I feel very exposed because it was a lot about who I am, where all this pain came from, and I feel a little vulnerable. But on the other hand, if I don't, if I'm not in my integrity, if I'm not honest with it, then I think people won't find the connection where they can think that, oh, I really understand because I've been there,
Mhm.
and I'm not totally like cured or anything like that. I just know how to manage it. I know how to think differently about the situation, differently about who I am, and to really love myself. And I think that's the biggest piece because, we tend to put ourselves down. We're our harshest critic.
Yes, we are.
And, it's really about learning to treat yourself better and to give yourself more respect that you deserve. Yeah.
It's something that we all struggle with is that self-confidence
Yep.
and that image we have of ourselves. Like honestly, I still look in the mirror and I see that 400 guy, 400 pound guy.
Yeah.
Even though people see me and they're like, "Dang, you lost so much weight," and I still see the fat guy in the mirror.
Yeah. Um, I'm,
And yeah, it's something that I struggle with still. Yeah, of course, but I am making I've lost a substantial amount of weight.
Yes,
A-
you have.
and so I feel so good. It's just some things I still dealing with, but as far as I don't know how many times I have to mention this, but I no longer take metformin for diabetes. I am pre-diabetic, no longer diabetic.
Yay.
Um, no longer taking high blood pressure medication because my blood pressure is it's been on point since surgery.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
it's just
healthy.
I'm getting there. I'm getting
Yeah.
there. It's still a work in progress. I need to exercise. I definitely need to exercise more and get into that. But yes, and for the most part, yes, I'm I feel great when I'm at work and I'm walking and my feet don't swell up. And
Yeah.
so yeah, it's really has helped me really see, because like I said, even though I look in the mirror, I still see the fact I know that I still got work to do, and it's everyday things, everyday
Every,
process.
yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's the awareness piece. And I mean, you know, it, it's been a long time since I've lost the 30 pounds that, I've had since God knows when. Oh, and when I was in Japan, talk about, emotions coming up, old habits, all of that. I'm with family. Um, I'm at a place, where I struggled with my weight a lot. So it was kind of tough being there. And some habits, I slipped back into, or some emotions I slipped back into. And I had to be aware of that. I had to be really cognizant of what I was doing, the habits I slipped back into, and the family dynamics that happen, all of that. And like you were saying, you still see the old you. So I would see the old me,
Hmm.
um, the one that was 30 pounds heavier. 30 pounds may not sound like much, but I'm not exactly that tall either. So I'm,
30 pounds is a lot.
yeah.
It is a lot. Because
And
even when I went from 370 to 338 around there, right? There was a big difference,
yeah,
and that was like 30 something pounds, whatever it was.
yeah,
So it was a big difference. And now I've lost another 40 or so pounds, whatever it is. And
yeah.
so actually, I'm lying. I lost another 90 pounds. That's but so
Congratulations.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, from January to now, when I had the surgery, I was at 338.
Hmm.
As of today, I am 250.
Wow. Wow.
So, but when I started my journey, I was at 370,
Right.
pushing close to 400 easily if I
Yeah.
would have just kept going the way I was going.
Yeah.
So in the 1 year's time, I've lost 120 something pounds.
That is amazing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's again, it's everyday thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta watch what I eat, and
And it's all of us, right? We all have to watch what we do.
mhm,
And, you know, um, of course, I ate a lot of things that I normally wouldn't be able to eat in the US because it's only in Japan that I could get certain things and all that. But, the emotional part was the hard part, I'd have to say. And the going back into, like, I could see myself slowly, like, with the emotional, like, going to my parents' gravesite, dealing with my sister. I love my sister, but we, fall back into the dynamic of what we were, right?
yeah,
And then also of, occasionally we would have our little arguments, and then I would feel hurt, and then I would try to reach out for food, and I was like, whoops, what am I doing, right? And things like that. And it's really being aware of that, and you know um taking back control, I'd say,
yeah,
because if we're not conscious of it, and it's going to, because this was a program that was overriding me for so long, I have to be cognizant of it. And you can rewrite it, and it could be your new programming, but sometimes the old program will seep through.
yeah, yeah.
And
It's like anything else. Yeah,
yeah,
it takes time for you to build
Mhm.
new routines.
Right.
If people say 31 days, no, it's more. It takes more time than that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time for you to really turn a routine into a habit.
But yes,
Into
exactly.
something that's a habit where you're doing it every single day.
Yeah.
So I need to really focus on the next 90 days on making sure that I do exercise and inform it and make it a habit and make it
Yeah.
something that every day I have to do some type of exercise. I don't care if it's walking, weightlift, whatever it is.
Yeah. Even if it's just,
Walking
doing.
the steps, whatever it
Yeah.
is, anything.
Yeah. Anything. And it's really about doing the small things because as human beings, right? It's our nature not to want to do anything that's complicated. We want to do things that are
Simple.
simple.
Yeah.
So if it means just doing something that's really simple, like picking up your resistance bands and doing this, or picking up weights and just doing like 10, curls or whatever, it's really about doing that and building on that. And, you know, I, I think this time around with the jet lag and everything, it took me a little while to get back into my old routines.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a struggle with the jet lag and with all the emotional things that came up. And yeah, so that, and oh, and then I found we were going through old family photographs because we were going, cleaning out our storage units and stuff. And I found a picture of myself when I was at my heaviest.
Mhm.
And this was when I first started my first diet, probably.
Yeah.
So that was like 12 or 13. I look like a totally, totally different
I don't even,
person.
I don't, oh, my brother sent me a picture from my mom's services in Puerto Rico last year when we was in Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
And it was, let's see, let me put it up there. I'm going to put it out there that show people. And it definitely was,
I
something that, yeah, it was definitely an eye opener that where I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't
Yeah,
I'm just looking at it. I'm like, this is crazy.
I
Uh,
hear you.
oh yeah, no, it,
I was, yeah, believe me, I totally get it because when I saw I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah, no, I wanted to kill my brother when he sent it to me. I was like, are you kidding me? But it,
I'll send you mine so
all
that.
right. So look, that's how I looked last year.
Wow, wow,
That big guy right there.
wow. You're like totally different now. Yeah,
And now you look at me now and you can tell my face but it was eye opening. It was just something like, wow. And I'm like, I never want to get back to that weight again. And
yeah,
I don't never want to look like that again.
yeah.
And
I
it's up to me. It's up to me not to let
yeah.
it happen.
I just sent it to you because I mean I could show it to people, but I don't. Oh, here you could kind of see it.
Wow, your face is real full.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I told if you look at it, you're like, who is this person?
Yeah, no, no, no. I see it.
Yeah, it's like I'm embarrassed to show it, but also, that was where I was. That's where I started,
Wow, yeah.
and it's a totally different person.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah, it was
emotional, very much
yeah,
emotional.
no, it's been emotional for me now too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's going to take, although we have our new identities of who we are now, sometimes the old identity will
Kind of
come
creeps
back.
in. Yeah,
Yeah, it does creep in.
it does.
And that's normal. And especially when we're feeling vulnerable, um and it's really about getting back up there, getting back up to saying, hey, no, that's not me any longer,
Hmm.
and to see ourselves in a different light. And it's really about using our brains to do that.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. It's something, and oh man, like my interviews the last few weeks have been some amazing interviews and some great conversations. I've connected with some amazing people, it's just like I since and you were a part of it at the beginning of the year. I one of my things was to improve my relationship with God
Right.
and how I how and work more on my spirituality and all that. And I feel that I've been doing much better than I had than in years past with with the way I talk to him and I acknowledge him and there's been a lot of tests even recently, just a lot of tests going on and that makes you question your faith or whatever it is. But I've been leaning more on it. Like I've been realizing like you're going to be tested. You're going to continue to be tested, and it's how you overcome and deal with these tests. Like there's just so much going on right now that I could have reacted a certain way that would have probably made the situation worse.
Right.
So I kind of bit my tongue and just let it just like the whole situation is just crazy. And so dealing with this now and trying to maintain that balance where I want to go and go off and really be like, but something's like, no, just fight it. Let whatever that person said or did to you, just let it go. Just it's not true.
Yeah.
The facts and again, so it's really testing. It's really challenging to try to maintain and be the bigger, better person. And you just like, you know what? I'm not going to respond. I'm not as much as angry or as hurt as I am.
I hear you. Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Just because
It's
that person is probably just as hurt and angry, and
exactly.
and and I was extremely angry. But
Yeah.
you know what? It's being able to talk about it and do the show and express myself and being able to catch myself and realize like, you know what? Just go, move on.
Yeah. It's tough because I mean, there are things that you want to say, but then you have w- when you talk about your faith and, being the best version of yourself that you can be, when you think of that, you're like, well, this part of you starts thinking like normally I would just be caught in my own emotions, and this is how I feel. But then when you think about faith, you start thinking about, well, what does the other person, what is the, like, step in, even if it's just your toe, step into what their shoes to see why they reacted the way they did. And when you do that, you have more compassion and then you're like, well, it's not worth my energy to go off on that person.
And it's not
Yeah.
because and I'm dealing with a narcissist,
Ah, yes.
honestly,
Yes.
and they just don't realize it. And
They,
so there's no winning. Like
there isn't.
I can say whatever I want. They're always gonna just feel as it's an attack,
Right.
even when it's not attack. Even when you just
Yes.
stating something that is obvious to you, and you just and the whole situation is crazy because again, I don't feel I said anything wrong. I just expressed how I felt. I wasn't mean. The person just didn't like what I said,
Yeah. And they
and
were hurt.
they took it as an attack. And
Exactly.
but I again, I, I I could stay angry and let it ruin my day, or just what, like at that moment, yeah, I was angry. I spoke to a couple of people to express how I felt. They know how I felt,
Hmm.
and so the person that the whole situation I have nothing to say to, but there's other people close to the situation that knows everything, and so I was able to talk to them and express how I felt, and they saw and they understood what I was saying.
Mhm.
It wasn't like what I said was wrong.
No,
It wasn't.
no, no.
And so
And because you came from a place of love, or you came from a place of, stating just a fact. And, narcissists, that's a whole bag of
that's the
worms,
whole
but
yeah, I know. I know, I know.
total whole bag of worms. But, there's certain ways that, I mean, they're so hurt, and they're they believe that whatever they say is their truth, right? They believe it. And sadly, but that's their survival mechanism. And, you know, there's not much that we can do except for not let it affect us, because it's not
Yes.
worth our time or energy.
Yeah, but it hurts,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
When
It
someone questions your integrity, or
Yeah.
someone questions how you feel, or like
Yeah.
it it's okay for you to validate your feelings,
Right.
right?
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
when I express mine, "Oh, no, your feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
That's not right." And
Yeah.
that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me. Like,
No.
I understand your feelings, I validate your feelings. Now you're gonna hear what I have to say.
Yeah. And it's coming from, their their insecurities, everything. They lash out on you because, yeah, and believe me, I've had my share of narcissists in my life, and they're not easy to deal with. They're very hurtful because they know exactly how to hurt you, because they feel superior when they do hurt you, and that's how they survive,
Mhm.
basically, which is sad, but
So I like I said, I didn't reply. I let it be. But yeah, no, was I hurt? Yes.
yeah, of
Am I
course,
gonna get over it? Yes.
yeah. I mean,
What that person would however they feel, that's however they feel. It doesn't necessarily make it true.
oh no,
They can go spread their lies and tell other people whatever they want. But at the end of the day, people that truly know me and know what kind of person I am,
yep,
if you really know who I am, then you know that story and that narrative is just wrong.
yeah, and yep, it's a sad. I mean, narcissists are the most difficult types of people to deal with. Um, and it's really about navigating that, so that you don't get hurt too much. And really, if you can avoid it, the best is to avoid it. But you have to deal with them because sometimes they're family, or sometimes they're very close people.
Yes.
Um, Yes. But anyway, enough about narcissists. So I have to show you something that I got at Comic Con.
Okay.
Ta-da! Oh,
Oh,
this is part of Demon Hunters.
yes.
Yes, and it's Derby. It's the little cat, and I had to get him. So this is what I bought at Comic Con.
Okay.
Oh yes, you could see him, and yeah, it's bringing me a lot of joy. It sits right here on my desk with me every day, and it brings me lots of joy because I mean, I still listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Um, every time I listen to it brings me joy, and it gives me that extra feeling of confidence and joy.
You know what? Next year I am going to Comic Con.
Yay!
I'm gonna go to Comic Con. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna take that time off, and I'm going to Comic Con because I wanna just there's so much content to create over there, and just so much fun, and I could just imagine the interviews I'll be able to get from people. So I'm excited.
That's probably true. Yeah, you're right. You'll be able to get a lot of good interviews there. Um, I didn't think about that. I just did, I just had 4 days of just enjoying myself. Gosh, it was so much fun for me. It was 4 days of just being who I am and enjoying all the things that I could enjoy. Doing everything I could enjoy. I had my picture taken with Godzilla. I had a Godzilla tattoo put on, fake face
Yeah,
paintings. It was so much fun for me, and I had a great time. I just had a great time just being the kid again.
that's awesome. Yeah, and, I know my one time going to Comic Con in New York City was a great experience. It was so much fun. I got to see so many different. It was just it was one of those moments that you would cherish because it's so much fun and you just it's like those that feeling you get when you're a kid and you just get
Yes,
to run around and see
that
all
was
the cartoon characters you grew up watching and so yeah, it's a great thing.
yeah, and I experienced basically 4 days of that. I mean, and this year I have to say, usually Thursdays aren't that crowded. But this year it was pretty crowded on a
Mm,
Thursday, which I was surprised, and forget about Saturday. I
I can
mean,
imagine.
it was a mob scene, but, you still it's still fun, that energy,
Mhm.
because people are having fun,
Yeah,
and that
I got a bunch of pictures from my Comic Con experience. One of the pictures is characters from Peanuts, and
ah,
it's Lucy and Charlie Brown, and she's gonna kick the wall. So it was so much fun, and I'm gonna do it next year. I'm definitely there's so many things for next year that where me and my nephew and we want to really focus on getting the brand and getting ourselves out there.
yeah,
So there's a lot of things we're looking forward to. We're trying to go to as many. We're going to Podfest this year in January. I definitely want to go to podcast movement. There's different things that I definitely want to experience and check out. And again, it's important for me and him to go out there and show the stuff that we're doing because
yeah,
I feel we're doing some amazing stuff. I feel
you
just
are.
the fact that we're
Yeah,
two guys from Brooklyn that are building a media empire and from scratch. Like
yeah,
we've been with this. And this is not something we set out to do. This has just happened, and it's just it's so much fun.
yeah, and I love that you're doing this, and, of course, as we've gotten to be friends, it's really like I'm proud to say, I know Wise, and
But it's funny, right? Because I don't consider myself celebrity and stuff like that, and but it's like recently, just I'm receiving a lot of emails and people reaching out like, "Yo, I saw your show and I want to be a guest." And now I go back to the day, and I tell this all the time. And I go back to the days when I could, it was hard for me to get a guest.
yeah,
Like nobody wanted to be a part of this, but being able to do what I'm doing and the shows that I'm creating, and it's like even Saturday when I went, somebody's like, "Yeah, I know you from somewhere." I'm like, I don't know. I do podcasting. I'm on Instagram.
and
So
that voice.
you might have just seen me somewhere. But it's those moments when people are like, I'm like, okay, I'm getting some kind of traction and
You
a
are,
whole bunch of different things. But
and it's
it,
so it's a beautiful thing, because it's your creation, and you're creating your reality,
yeah,
which is beautiful, beautiful, and it also gives hope to a lot of people that you can do what you set out to do.
yeah, and like I said, I didn't. My goal when I started podcasting wasn't to build this empire or to build this media company or any of that. It was just me. It was a way of me expressing myself, just being me, and then it just opened up this Pandora's box of all these creative. Because I didn't think of myself as a creative person. I was more into sports and all this other stuff, and being able to express myself and to create content and to create the stuff that I'm creating, to launch the radio station, to publish books, to going into coaching, to doing all these things, right? And it starts with me not being afraid to
Yes.
step out of the box and make myself uncomfortable and launch the podcast.
Yeah.
It's like we not launched had I not launched the podcast, we wouldn't have been doing the stuff that we were doing, and so yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's one step,
mhm,
and it's really taking that scary step.
yeah. Always taking the
And
first scary step.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when I think back on it, like even doing this was, at first it was scary. I was like, what am I doing? Right? And just talking, like my mentor always says, just, open your pie hole and talk, right?
Yeah.
He's like, just open your pie hole. And I'm like, yeah, but you're being vulnerable to
Mhm.
people and people you don't even know.
Yeah.
And that's making it, I mean, to be honest, if you really think about it, anyone could attack you on it,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, I don't wanna know I don't wanna know what other people are saying, to be honest with you. Some people are saying, "Oh, what does she know about this?" Or, "Look at her, she's not even that pretty, blah, 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 blah," whatever, right?
Mhm.
I mean, they could say whatever, and basically, I'm exposing myself to the world saying, "Okay, you could come and attack me," right? That's
Yeah.
one way of saying it.
Well, you're putting yourself out there
Yeah,
to
yeah,
for people to voice their opinion and whatever they wanna say about you.
yeah.
This doesn't necessarily make it true,
No,
but
no.
listen,
It's
if they want yeah,
that's their opinion.
if they wanna say whatever they wanna say, that
That's
listen, you
yeah,
don't have to tune in, you don't have to watch us, you don't have to listen to it.
exactly.
You don't have to do like, pay attention to any of the content we create.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
that's the option you have.
yeah. But the thing is, I think about, well, who am I reaching? Am I reaching the people that need to hear it?
Yes, the people that's supposed to hear it are gonna hear it. Like,
Yeah.
of course, there are gonna be people who
Gonna
who
shit all
they're
over
gonna
it.
shit over
Yeah.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
but the people who really need to hear it necessarily, they will hear it. It'll
Yeah.
get to the people 'cause,
Yeah.
there's times where I feel like, "Oh, man, am I doing anything?" And
I hear you.
is if I'm making an impact, and then when you receive those messages from people like, "Yo, I heard this episode. Thank you."
Yeah.
It's those moments. It's the other day, the interview I had, live, and, someone came on and said something in the comments, and it's those comments, it's those moments where we're creating something and someone it resonates with them and it hits home,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Man, I needed to hear that. Thank you." Like, this was and it just happened the other day where we went live, and, there's someone who me and her have become friends as well, but she the conversation we had, it resonated with her. It was like, "Yeah, this everything you're saying right now,
Yeah.
I know, I feel, I
Yeah.
understand."
Yeah.
And so it's those moments that really shows me that I made the right choice. I made the right choice to finally press record and
Yeah.
release it and
Yeah.
do this and make myself uncomfortable and make myself go out there and do something that I've never done before and put myself out there and put myself in the media and make myself
Yeah. And
vulnerable to people saying whatever they want. And but it's again, it's how I feel about myself,
right.
and I continue to improve every day
Yeah.
and grow every day. So
Yeah. And it's really staying, in that mindset of I'm helping people. What I do matters
yeah.
because it does matter. And we have to remember that each one of us has a voice
Mhm.
and each one of us, has a special quality that nobody else has.
Yeah.
And it's to really be able to share that with the world because by not sharing it, we're being selfish.
Yeah.
We're just living in our fear, is what it is. And it's scary, but you know what? The joy, like you said, when one person says what you said, or that one word that you said, or that phrase made a huge difference to me, is what matters. And that's really about life, right? I mean, that's our mission in life is to help others, be kind to others.
And sometimes it can be hard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It can be hard to be kind to others.
Hello. Yes. Yeah, I mean, hello, I live in New York City, okay? People piss me off all the time in the subway station or, on the train or whatever. And I'm like, blah, 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 right? But, it's like, okay, well, they're in their own world. And I try to be zen about it. And maybe, there's a reason I live here because it challenges me. It says, get off your high horse, or sometimes it's like, okay, this is reality. And everyone's struggling
Yeah.
in one way or another. People are good at hiding it. We're all good at hiding it, but everyone's struggling one way or another. And some people are going to lash out on you even if you're not the person that they should be lashing out on, but maybe you're just an easy target for them.
Yeah, maybe it's easier for them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you just have to try to brush it off because sometimes they will say hurtful things, you know, especially with my ethnicity. That doesn't help either, right? Sometimes. But I'm like, you know what? They must have had a bad experience with it or, whatever. And I'm like, just try to send them love. It's not easy. I'm like FFF, right? And I'm like, what can I say? But I try to, just take a pause and just try to send them love because they're in their own struggle. And I'm no saint. I probably piss people off left and right too.
Yeah.
But I try my best, and that's all we can do is try our best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man, this has been a good episode as always. We always have good episodes. We always tend to discuss topics that are very important. And again, this is a platform where we just come on here and we discuss how we're feeling, and certain topics come up and we'll discuss them, and then we'll continue to go that route. I'm having so much fun. I'm enjoying more when we do it like this, when we do the show this way, and we can just
Riff.
yeah, just go right off the dome with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like, we're just having our conversations that we usually do
Yeah,
on camera, basically.
yeah, yeah, that's what it is. That's all it is.
And so we
Mhm.
have fun because, we have great conversations.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's always a good conversation time talking to you.
Yeah.
But as always, it's my pleasure to bring this show to you guys. We have a great time doing it. Thank you to everybody who supports it, who's tuning in on Real Wize TV. Well, we greatly appreciate your time because that's something that's very important to
Yeah.
us. We know it's very valuable that you spend time with us. Thank you so much for the views and the support and the love.
Yes.
You got anything to share?
No, just yeah, just love on yourself is what I can just say for now because this time of year it's tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely holidays lately been real rough. With these being like the first few holidays. Well, this is gonna be my second Thanksgiving without my mom
Yeah.
and the second Christmas, but it's still rough and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, just yeah, first and foremost, love yourself and be kind to yourself. Yeah.
And oh, before we go,
Yes.
if people haven't realized, right, if you look at Yayoi's background, right, if you
Uh-huh.
see the brain to belly, it is now trademark. So
Yes.
no one can use that name. Brain
Yes.
to belly is now trademark, and that's something I'm very proud of her. She's accomplished something that she set out to do,
Yes.
and so brain to belly is trademark. So any of you clowns out there that are thinking about using it, don't. It's taken.
Yes. Yes. It's mine. I'm the brain to belly lady.
Yes, yes. So thank
Thank
you
you.
everyone for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. I'm Wize,
And I'm Yayoi.
and this is Cognitive Cuisine. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Peace out.